Hi everybody, it's Claire with another art journal video, and guess what? I'm actually not playing in the craft journal tonight. So I'm just going to be doing a single page spread in a Die Illusions journal. This is one of the larger ones. And I have already added some gesso onto the page, and then I am going straight in with Dina Wakley Media Eggplant to start off with, and then Heather. Oh, and orchid, beg your pardon. Orchid, not heather. Look like heather, but it's not. And I've got quite a wet brush, as you can see, and I'm just quickly adding that paint onto the page. So then I have used heather. Next, I've gone in with this fantastic circle stencil from Darkroom Door and a baby wipe, and just lifted some of the paint off through the stencil. And then I'm just going back in using the eggplant and just adding a little bit of colour back through the stencil, just in one or two areas. So I've used eggplant, and then I've also used a little bit of orchid there as well. These colours all work really nicely together. They're kind of in the same colour family. They do play lovely together. So you can see I'm just adding some of that darker pattern back in, and then I'm going in again, really just playing. I'm sort of pushing and pulling the background forwards and backwards and just adding more and more layers on there too. So then I've got this magazine image which I've cut out, and it's a girl, and you can see that I have cut the hand so that it's free from the body. And then I'm measuring, using this piece of white card, the waist, and I'm going to create a skirt to go on this figure. So here I'm just working out where I need the bottom of the skirt to be so that you can still see the cool shoes at the bottom. And then I'm just drawing in where I want the skirt to go. So then I cut it out, and I used a Die Illusions stencil, some black paint, and added those flowers onto the skirt. And then you can see that at the top I've just added the idea of some creases. I just did that using a Pitt marker pen, and once I'd drawn the pen on, I then smudged it with my finger just to soften those lines a little bit too. So there I've created, I've given it quite like a scalloped bottom along the bottom of the skirt, and I've also gone around the edge of the skirt with a blending tool with some black paint on and just given it a black edge too. So then I'm going to stick the girl in place. I haven't put any glue on the hand at this point because I don't want that sticking down. I want that to lay over the top of the skirt so that you can still see that. So then, using the glue stick, I'm then sticking the skirt in place. And then just getting the angle right, and then sticking the hand down. So this is a really good way to, you can get a magazine image and then you can just kind of play with it, and you can create more clothes for it so it's got a slightly different look, just having a little bit of fun. I don't know if you remember those kind of dress-up dolls that you could get, like the paper dolls when I was younger, definitely. You could get like clothes that had little tabs on, and you could put them onto the dolls. It was very cool. I guess it's that kind of idea, but instead of having little tabs, I'm just sticking them down in place. So then I'm just using this black gel pen, and I'm outlining the flowers, just doing some scribbly lines around some of the petals, just to kind of give those a bit of a sketchier look, not worrying about keeping that too neat and tidy. And then I'm using a white gel pen and just adding some dots in the middle of those flowers too. Gave her a pink cheek, because why not? And then I decided I wanted to add some pattern onto her top, so I've gone in with a Posca pen in like a light turquoisey blue, and I'm just adding some stripes onto that top there as well. And then once that was dry, I'm going over her hair and just darkening that up a little bit as well. Then I'm using my black gel pen and just adding some more lines into those lines that I drew with the Posca pen, just to kind of pull those out a little bit from the background. And then I decided I wanted to add the idea of a belt in the middle. Posca pen isn't behaving very well. I think it must be running out. And then I'm using the same pit marker pen that I used for the creases on the skirt, and I'm just going around the figure and drawing the line, smudging it with my finger, and what that's doing is that's just kind of pulling that image out from the background. This is a really cool stencil from Darkroom Door called Smile, and I'm using blackberry here, and I'm just adding a little bit more interest into that background, just breaking up those circles a little bit and adding a little bit of text in there. And then I am starting to write my quote. It takes nothing to join the crowd. It takes everything to stand alone, I think it is. This is something that's really relevant for my two eldest at the moment. They're at that really difficult age, being sort of in their teens, where you want to kind of go along with the crowd, but that little voice inside you says it's not the best thing to do. And, you know, quite proud to say that they're both quite strong, and I'm very proud of the way that they are growing up. And my youngest too. To be fair, all three of them make me very proud. I hope it stays that way. I'm sure it will do. Fingers crossed. Touch wood, whatever you want to do. Yes, it's all good. So then I'm just using my Posca pen and I'm going round just one side of the letters and just thickening those up a bit, and you can see that just makes those pop out a little bit from the background. And then I'm just adding some dots onto the page too, a little bit of mark making in the corners of the page. And that is pretty much it for this page. So really the fun part here was just creating some different clothes for the magazine image that I used on the page, and just kind of thinking outside the box really, creating something a little bit fun and quirky. So maybe this is something you'd like to have a go at. It's not difficult at all, just have a play and see what happens. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.